America has long been called the land of freedom and opportunity, but when Hunter Heksch immigrated to America from Hungary, would the United States live up to its name?
When I was 11 years old, I immigrated to the United States because my mom thought it'd be better economy and government-wise, and she thought that we would have a better chance over here.
What is the best solution? Not for me, it's my kids. And we find the solution with my husband, the best for the kids if we can move in the United States.
When I got into 8th grade, my mom lost her job, and we ended up becoming homeless.
Akkor írd meg neki, Alexandra, please.
With Hunter's mother unable to communicate, Hunter was forced to take on the role of adult in her family.
Yeah, she helping anytime, anything. So if we went to the government, we went to do maybe in a store.
I was always the translator, trying to get every word right and just make it as easy as possible for them. I had to go with my parents everywhere, to the bank, to new landlowners and other places like that. That was hard.
As money began running out, Hunter and her family began living in a Travelodge hotel.
We moved into a hotel and we stayed there for about 5 months. I think the hardest part was maintaining my grades. It was really tough to be in a room with 4 other people. Some nights we weren't able to afford going to the hotel, so we were renting a car during that time, and we were able to sleep in that at the hotel's parking lot that we were staying in. I stayed in there for about maybe a week tops.
If all that wasn't enough, Hunter's family then lost their car, their only means of transportation.
I'd have to wake up early in the morning, around like 5:30, and by 5:50 or 6 I'd have to get to the bus stop and then get on the bus, and it'd take me like an hour and a half to get to my school.
On top of all that, when Hunter entered high school, she discovered something crucial about herself.
That's when I realized that I wasn't really like all the other girls. I wasn't normal in a sense. So I started thinking, what if I'm not a girl? What if I'm a boy? I think that's when it really stood out to me that I'm transgender. The part of my family that does know aren't exactly the most supportive. My mom on multiple occasions has told me that I'll never be her son, and she won't accept me. She'll love me, but she won't accept me.
As if Hunter's life wasn't tough enough, she happens to attend West Ranch High School in Santa Clarita, California, an affluent school where stories like hers are an anomaly.
The environment at West Ranch is made up of a population of students that are probably considered middle to upper class. With a student population of about 2,400, currently we have about 10 to 20 students that are in some form of homelessness.
And some of these students are English language learners as well.
Learning English is the key to being successful in an American school, so they're very highly motivated.
I've had kids tell me about stories of not knowing that the bills that were coming to their home were the phone bill, or not knowing that the bills that were coming were the electric bill, and suddenly having their electricity being turned off. And the parents don't speak English, so who makes the phone calls? It's the kid that has, maybe a level 1 or a level 2, which is very broken English, calling and making those huge phone calls.
I think there needs to be an acknowledgement in our community that there's poverty. I think too often we look around and think that it's a fairly well-to-do area, but if you scratch the surface, you will see people living on the streets, people living in the washes, and people that don't have a place to lay their head at night. And I think that's a most important thing that we as a community need to do, is to create a full-time shelter, to create more programs to help people that are homeless to get on their feet.
One such program has been created and has helped Hunter and her family immensely.
So even during I was staying in the hotel, I was talking to my counselor, and she actually introduced me to an organization called Help the Children, who later on helped me with shelter, food, and even getting a car.
Help the Children is a non-profit organization, not only in Santa Clarita, but Bell, California, that helps families in need on a temporary basis for as long as they need us.
We invite our families to come in once a week and bring 8 to 10 empty shopping bags and fill them up.
You can always tell the people that are really in need because they are just so grateful.
Determined and optimistic, Hunter devotes herself to her studies.
Through the education that I have, I'll be able to achieve to have a career which I want. I'll be able to give back to the people who've given so much to me.
She is amazing. Sorry. So, I'm really proud. I love her.
Though times are tough, Hunter will never stop working to improve the lives of herself and her family. And with that attitude, she's already well on her way to achieving the American dream.
I'm very optimistic about the future, actually. Currently, I'm commuting from Fraser Park. And even though it's hard and I have to wake up early in the morning, it doesn't matter. I have my friends who are waiting for me at school and outside of school, and I do it for them, I do it for myself, education, my future, and I think I will survive this.